This baby elephant was dying. His eyes, destroyed by infection, would never see again. For a week, he'd refused all food. His tiny body was giving up. Blindness for an elephant isn't just a disability, it's a death sentence. 300 miles away, a black Labrador named Shadow was found lying beside his dead owner's body. He wouldn't leave, wouldn't eat, wouldn't engage with anyone. Two souls, shattered by loss, both fading away. Then a veterinarian had an idea so dangerous, so unprecedented, that it could kill them both. What if the solution wasn't medicine, but each other? When they brought Shadow to meet the dying elephant, everyone held their breath. This could end in tragedy. But then, something impossible happened. The baby elephant, who'd recoiled from every human touch, slowly reached out his trunk towards the grieving dog's paw. Pause. Let me take you back to where this story really begins. The sanctuary's medical director, Dr. Sarah Chen, had been standing in that sterile observation room for what felt like hours, watching the baby elephant die by inches. They'd named him Timbo, though he'd never responded to the sound of his name, never lifted his massive ears toward a human voice. Tone shift, clinical, somber. The infection had taken his eyes 3 days after his rescue. Poachers had killed his mother, his entire herd, right in front of him. By the time rangers found him, he'd been alone for almost 48 hours, a 3-month-old calf trying to wake his mother's body, trumpeting distress calls that went unanswered. The trauma, the dehydration, the relentless sun bearing down on his unprotected skin, something had compromised his immune system. The eye infection swept through like wildfire. They'd tried everything. Antibiotics, hand-feeding, round-the-clock care. Nothing worked. Because here's what most people don't understand about elephants. They're not just intelligent. They're emotional creatures with bonds so deep that they've been known to die of grief. Baby elephants, especially, require constant physical contact. The rumbling presence of their herd, the touch of their mother's trunk guiding them through the world. Timbo had none of that. And now he had no sight to compensate for the loss. But it's his eyes that break you. Sealed shut with yellowish crust, the infection evident in every crusted detail, the sparse hair around them matted and stuck to his skin. Those eyes will never open again, will never see sunlight filtering through acacia trees. Will never watch the dust rising from 1,000 elephant feet on migration. Will never see anything at all. His trunk is curled beneath him, defensive, protective. One ear lies folded against his head, completely still. In a healthy elephant, those ears are constantly moving, radar dishes scanning for sound, for connection, for the rumble of family. Timbo's ear doesn't even twitch. The room is too bright, too white, too empty. Dust particles float in the air like time itself has stopped, suspended in the moment before death. The camera moves closer, slowly, almost afraid of what it will find. And there's nothing to find but surrender. This is a baby who has given up. Emphasis. Dr. Chen had seen animals give up before, but never one this young. Never one who should have had decades ahead of him. He is alone in every possible way, alone in his darkness, alone in his grief, alone in his dying. The team had tried one last intervention the day before. They'd brought in Mara, a 20-year-old female elephant who'd shown maternal instincts with other orphans. She'd approached Timbo carefully, extending her trunk toward him in greeting. Timbo had recoiled, as if burned. He'd released a distress call so anguished that it sent every elephant in the sanctuary into agitation. Mara had backed away, trumpeting her confusion, her willingness to help met with absolute rejection. That's when Dr. Chen understood the real problem. Timbo wasn't just physically broken. His trust in the world had been shattered so completely that even the instinct to survive, even the presence of his own kind couldn't reach him anymore. He was locked inside his trauma, inside his darkness, unreachable. The medical team gave him 48 hours, maybe less. 300 miles north, in a small house outside Nairobi, a different kind of death watch was taking place. The police had found them together. An elderly man who'd suffered a heart attack in his sleep, and his black Labrador, Shadow, lying pressed against his owner's body. By the time the authorities arrived, the man had been dead for more than 12 hours. Shadow had never left his side. They'd tried to coax the dog away, tried food, water, a leash, gentle words. Shadow wouldn't move. His eyes, intelligent and deep, stayed fixed on his owner's face as if watching for breath that would never come. When they finally managed to remove him, Shadow stopped eating, stopped engaging. At the municipal shelter, he'd lie in his kennel, that glossy black coat catching the light, his body outwardly perfect, but his spirit clearly shattered. He'd been with his owner for 9 years. 9 years of walks, of companionship, of being someone's entire world. And then, in one night, that world ended. The shelter director had contacted Dr. Chen about something else, a routine transfer when she happened to mention the dog. "It's the strangest thing," she'd said. "He's not aggressive, not scared. He's just waiting, like he's decided to wait beside his owner forever, even though his owner is gone." Dr. Chen had gone still on the phone. An idea was forming. A crazy, unprecedented, possibly dangerous idea. There's no aggression in him, no fear, just this profound, patient grief. He's not sleeping peacefully. He's just existing, going through the motions of breath and heartbeat while waiting for something that can never happen. A subtle twitch in his ear. The gentle rise and fall of breathing. Small signs of life in a creature who has forgotten why life matters. Emphasis. But here's what Dr. Chen had remembered. Dogs, especially labs, are uniquely suited to service and therapy work because they bond not just with their owners but with purpose. They need to be needed. Shadow wasn't just grieving his owner. He was grieving his role, his reason for being. What if you could give him a new one? "This is insane," Dr. James Okoye, the sanctuary's head veterinarian, had said when Dr. Chen proposed the idea. "You want to introduce a predator species to a dying elephant calf? Sarah, if this goes wrong, if we do nothing, Timbo dies anyway," Dr. Chen interrupted. "Probably by tomorrow. We've exhausted every medical option. But this isn't about medicine anymore, James. It's about presence, about giving Timbo a reason to feel something other than fear." "But why would a dog succeed where another elephant failed?" Dr. Chen had thought about this. Because a dog is novel. Because a dog has a different energy, a different presence. Because Timbo's trauma is specifically connected to his own species, to the herd he watched die. A dog has no association with that pain. And Shadow, she paused. Shadow needs something to protect, something to care for. It might be the only thing that reaches either of them. The risks were enormous. Shadow could panic and injure the elephant. Timbo could lash out blindly and hurt the dog. The elephant could perceive the dog as a threat and die of stress. It violated every protocol about species separation. But desperate times, desperate measures. They brought Shadow in on a Sunday morning, early when the sanctuary was quiet.